Namaste, I'm Archana Pami. Welcome back to my channel. Continuing this week's animal asanas, how to series with fish pose, or also known as Matsya Asana. Now this is in the form of an inversion, a mild inversion if I may say. So let's do it. As always, I will demonstrate different ways to get into the asana. I will also show you how to do it in style and hold it for a longer time using props. So the asana is done lying down on our back. So you lie down on your back, keep the legs stretched. The first variation is with the legs stretched. So this is an intense back bend at the upper part of the spine. So we are actually going to place the crown of the head on the mat by lifting the upper part of the body. And to do that, we use the forearm strength. So the first one is with the legs stretched out like this. You use the forearm strength. Using the forearm strength, lift your upper body, inhale, and then place the crown on the mat and then stay here. To release, again use the forearm strength, inhale and lift the head, then tuck the chin and then place the upper back and the head on the mat. So it's a gradual lift up. So you inhale, use the strength of your forearm to lift up and then you relax. Now you can do this with multiple variations of the legs positions. So what I did right now was outstretched legs. The next thing is to approach either sitting in Sukhasana. What Sukhasana means is just a cross-legged pose. So you can keep your legs in cross-leg, or you can keep your legs in the Baddha Konasana or the butterfly pose, where you bring the soles of the feet together. So choose whichever works for you. You can do the same action. Again, use the forearm support. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, place the forehead. Gaze forward, eyes open, and keep breathing. And now again, inhale, lift up, tuck the chin, place the upper back and then the head on the mat. So now two variations, either with Sukhasana, stretched legs, or Baddha Konasana, the butterfly legs open position. You could do this. The final pose is actually done with Baddha Konasana, with Baddha Padmasana, wherein your legs are crossed and you're holding the feet and then lifting up. Again, in that, the variation is, let me show you with just the right leg. So you take the right feet and place it on top of your thigh, as close to the hip as possible. Now what you're going to do is, you can see I'm already holding this foot. You're going to lift up with the support of elbows, hold that feet and then approach the back bend. So it looks something like this. And again lift up, tuck the chin and release. Now I did this with only one leg. You can do the same thing with the left leg. This is Ardha Baddha Padmasana. Now fully is Padmasana, where both the legs are binding. So let me try that too. So usually I'm still working on opening up my hips to be able to get into Padmasana. So usually after I bind my legs, the entire action of dropping the legs in the back onto the floor itself will lift my upper body up. So this is one way, and you can hold the feet as well, big toes, 3-finger grip. And again lift up release the legs. Like I said, my hips are not fully open yet, so I can't place my feet fully down. So it is best to do Matsyasana with either stretched legs or Sukhasana or Baddha Konasana in that case. Once in a while I try this just to feel how far my body has progressed. Now these are normal ways to do it, and this is some of the recommended ways of doing Matsyasana. If you want to take more benefits of this and stay in this pose for a longer time, I recommend using props. What I'm going to do is demonstrate the yin style of doing Matsyasana, or a reclined fish pose as it is called, using 2 blocks or using a bolster. So one of the block is going to be placed parallel to the short edge of the mat. The other one is going to be placed perpendicular. This is too high for me, so I'm going to place it in the lower section. Now I sit with my back facing the block that is placed perpendicular to the short edge of the mat. I am going to slowly lie down, ensuring that the top of my back is on the first block and my head is resting on the second block. So you can slowly adjust it. And now you can again keep your legs straight, or you can keep them bent in Baddha Konasana. If you are comfortable, you can also go into Sukhasana or Padmasana. The most beneficial is to keep it in Baddha Kona, so your hips are open. Now, one of the important things of this asana is how the neck is stretched, which gives more benefits to the thyroid gland, and at the same time your chest is open, so you can actually breathe in better. So find a pose that is comfortable for you. Don't force yourself into getting into the final pose or keep moving ahead, because the goal is not to get into that pose and get out, is to get into the pose and stay there for some time, so you can reap the benefits of breathing with an open chest and also giving that good stretch for the neck. And within yin yoga or in poses or in style, it's best that if you hold it for a minimum of a minute. And to get out of this messy blocks, the best way is to bring your legs, fold them back, place the feet on the mat, then roll to the right and then sit up. Now if you don't have blocks and you can't, if you don't have blocks and you don't know how to place them like this, bolsters or pillows are the best bet. If you are using pillows, keep one perpendicular to the short edge of the mat and one parallel, so it forms like a sloping T. If you have a bolster, all you have to do is just lie down on the bolster. It also helps to have an additional cushion for elevation in the head. So again, just to demonstrate how this looks like, now keep your back close to the bolster, lie down, this close to your neck, cushion close to your neck. Instead of cushion, it could be a rolled up blanket or a bed sheet. And the best pose that you can lie down and relax. Chest is open, neck is stretched. Keep breathing and relax. You can see I'm just enjoying this. This is one of my favorite poses, to just relax and be able to breathe and also open the hips and also work the neck. So again, like we did with the blocks, just roll to the right and then sit up. So that was Matsyasana. To reap the benefits of this particular pose, which is so beautiful for breathing and also working the neck for your thyroid gland, please ensure that you find what is most comfortable for you and stay in that pose as long as possible, a minimum of 30 seconds or 15 breaths, and if you're using props, then minimum of a minute, so that you can reap the maximum benefits of it. Here is a quick recap of Matsyasana benefits as well as the various modifications. For modifications, you can simply lie down on your back with your legs outstretched and just lift your chest up, placing the crown of the head on the mat. You can only bend one leg and hold with both the palms, Ardha Baddha Padmasana, or bend both the legs and then hold the big toes, which is the final pose. Instead of that, you could also use Sukhasana, simple cross leg position, or Baddha Konasana, butterfly legs. The benefits, because this is a back upper back stretch and your neck is stretched out, very good to rectify the posture with over stooping or over bending, and also improves and tones and regulates the thyroid gland functioning. Because the chest is open, it is very good for breathing. For anybody with asthma and other breathing issues, they can always lie down in this pose and then relax. Best pose to do with props prior to Shavasana, so your chest is open and you can breathe much more, and then remove the props and then lie down in Shavasana. Hope this was useful. Please share your feedback and suggestions. Namaste.